she's able to maintain this higher rate and effective striking. This Fink is maintaining that length plus of open water. Miss Strand gamely hanging in there, but not able to make a dent in that lead. In fact, the lead is increasing because of that higher rate of striking. Unless she's able to either increase her stroke rate, or Miss Fink gets a little tired, and it looks like her technique is suffering a little bit from that early surge. Now we're about 750 meters in, and the lead is about 2.5 lengths of open water. Miss Fink is in control of this race if she's able to maintain just this lead of about 2 lengths of open water. Miss Strand has not let the race get completely out of hand, but is about 20 meters behind. Maybe a little bit more. And we're coming up to the halfway point, and it looks like the lead is beginning to increase a little bit more as Miss Strand is beginning to fade a bit. Miss Fink, even though she's just coming through 500, is able to sense that the berth on the World Championship team is hers if she was able to hold on for another 500 meters. Fair amount of racing to go, but it looks like Miss Fink has it well in hand. Still maintaining that higher rate. And the lead is now out to probably 40 meters. A little bit of course correction from Miss Fink. She's back on course now. She started to drift into lane 5 and took the moment to get herself realigned in the race course. Fink is game, though. She's holding on to that. She's not giving up anything. It's about 40 meters lead. And Miss Fink is able to maintain that higher rate, even though the race, for all intents and purposes, it's just 250 meters to go, a little bit more. Miss Fink has it if nothing untoward happens. Strand keeps plugging away. Fairly solid catches. And this difference between the two that's readily apparent is Miss Fink does not feather. She just rows no feather and just hammers away at it. And Miss Strand has the classic rowing form. Feathers and swings as much as possible and a little lower rate by a little more classic technique. Whereas Miss Fink is all about power and high striking. About 200 meters to go now, and the lead is stretched out to about 75 meters. Fink is now gone into lane 5 for a moment and now is back. As I said, it's not about, for her, it's about power. It's not about the classic technique one would think of. Whereas Miss Strand is very smooth and fluid, but somewhat slower. As they come to the finish line, Miss Fink will have won this race by probably 20 seconds or more, maybe 30, by just hammering on it. But that has worked today. And there it is, Miss Fink through the finish line. And now Miss Strand from Alabama, with a few strokes to go. A little bit of a tailwind here, but not too much. A few more strokes. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna hang up for
The next race up is the arms shoulders men's single final, and that'll be going in just a couple minutes. We have to apologize. Our on launch cameras are not working today, and so unfortunately we have this very unedifying and ultimately uninteresting, very long shot. Fortunately, there is a camera on the launch that is recording the races, and these races will be available later off of our website, off of usrowing.org. But I'm very, very sorry that we are unable to bring you the live action as it unfolds next to the athletes as they go down the course. So in just a couple minutes, we will start with the men's single, the arms and shoulder men's single. That'll be in about 2 or 3 minutes.
I believe it's the men's arms and shoulders. looks like lane 3 are from MedStar Paralympics has taken the early lead from crew from Capital. It is R from MedStar. He has at 300 meters in is where my vantage point is. He has about a length open water lead. And again, it is higher stroke rate and very effective striking. Mr. R is really a nice, firm, aggressive drive. It is about 2 lengths of open water coming up on 500 meters. Mr. R is going a little higher rate, but much more effective. Just very solid. The crew from Capital is just a little less effective, particularly around the finish. Again, the Capital crew with no feather. It's all blade rolling. And it's about the length that they lead now is about 4 lengths of open water, probably about 15 seconds at least. Very much in control of this race with about 400 meters to go. R looks strong, looks fluid. Capital crew looks a little more ragged, a little less fresh. Some of that is easy to row from the lead, easy to get out and dictate terms. Now we're coming up at Mr. R is through the 750 meter mark. He is in control. Again, about 4 lengths open, just out there and going hard. And now the Capital crew has gone through the 750 meter mark. So less than 250 meters to go. There are probably about less than 200 meters to go now. He is sitting up and going very effectively. Looked around for the finish line. He sees it. It's in his sights. Probably less than 100 meters to go now. The flag is up. from MedStar as match in Washington, D.C. is won it, and Capital Crew just goes through now.
Next up is going to be the trunk and arms mixed double. Again, apologize for not being able to bring you the action from the launch. We do have a camera on the launch that is recording all of the races, so they will be available, but we're not able to do it live. The racing is 1,000 meters if you haven't seen para rowing before. And they are starting down at the official starting line and racing to the 1,000-meter mark. Next race, again, trunk and arms mixed double, and that race will start in about 2 minutes, and we'll give you the play-by-play as it starts.
Start, and the MedStar crew in lane 3 has immediately gone into lane 2, and Jones and Masters are off like a rocket. They are solid and out there. We are turning at the 250-meter mark, and we will see them come even with us. Masters and Johns are about 2 lengths open water ahead. MedStar crew is game, however, especially since Masters and Jones are very accomplished, though, with an Olympic medal, Paralympic medal, and medal in the World Cup last month in Dorney, England. They look sharp and in control. The MedStar crew, the bowman, is yelling for higher cadence, and it's not going to make much difference, I don't think, because Masters and Jones are out there and at least 100 meters ahead at the 500-meter mark as they go through now. They make it look nice and smooth and fluid, and are rowing with a fair amount of confidence and expertise. Whereas the MedStar crew, the bowman is basically coxing the crew as they come down the course. You may be able to hear them in the background. Pretty much a constant refrain, but not much speed. Masters and Jones coming up on 750 meters. The MedStar crew a good 100 meters back. Masters and Jones, nice and smooth and fluid, very sharp catches, relatively, completely unhampered by their opposition, just making it look very simple and easy, really. The MedStar crew is now 150 meters behind. They're at least 150 meters behind. They've just passed the 750 mark. Masters and Jones they're coming to the finish now with the red flag is up. And they're through the finish. And the MedStar crew is about 150 meters from the finish now. He's saying 200 to go, but it's probably around 20 strokes. Last few strokes for the MedStar crew, and they're through.
Next up is the LTA mixed double. This is a one boat race. Per the rules, they have to go down the course even if there aren't any other competitors. The race will be, the audio will be broadcast. Unfortunately, our launch camera is not working. We are recording all the races, so you will be able to find them later off the website, usrowing.org. But I apologize for not being able to bring you the action from the launch, but we will have commentary, and the LTA mixed double will start in about 2 minutes.
It's McCarthy from MedStar. This is a new category, a new event. Legs, trunk, and arms, mixed double. We're getting ready for the start. So it's basically a rollover. It is, this crew needs to come down the course, row its 1,000 meters to qualify for the World Championship team. It's in South Korea later this year. We are waiting for the start. And we have a start. And they come off the line, perhaps a little tentatively. Not the high rate we saw from Masters and Jones, but solid blade work. Good. Clean finishes. And they're through the 100 meters. Crew is reasonably polished. Fairly large size difference between the bow man and the stroke woman. He is managing to match her reasonably well. So it is about 750 meter row to go here to qualify for the Paralympic rowing event at the World Championships. In this new category, legs, trunk, and arms. Mixed double. 500-meter mark and through it. York is suffering a little bit as they're coming down the course, but not too bad. Again, just having to row at basically race cadence for the 1,000-meter trial. They're wandering over into the buoys. Into lane 4, but now they're back into their lane 3. The bowman has just one leg. Stroke woman, who is much smaller than the bowman, setting down a pretty good pace. Sending the boat right along, 250 meters to go now. And the bowman is talking a fair amount to the stroke woman again. Seems to be a characteristic of the MedStar cruise. Not as vocal as the previous crew was. So, saying a fair amount. And now they're coming into their final sprint. 10 strokes to go, perhaps. They looked around and saw the finish line. A couple strokes. And they are through the finish and qualified for the Paralympic team, the World Championships in South Korea.